Welcome to day number 11, and it's another busy one. So I've got the shower to fit, I've got the bath filler to fit, and I've got to test all the pipe work. Then I've got silicone around everywhere. So let's get on with it. Now, first task is to install this shower. Now, I've turned the water off so I can hopefully take these off without getting wet. That's the first thing. Now, the shower comes with these connections. So these go into backplate elbows into the wall. So I didn't want to use these, but these are adjustable. So because they're on a cam, you can slightly adjust them if you're slightly out. So the first thing I had to do is make sure in the preparation that I installed these straight and level and the right sensors, so 150 I think. Because what I've gone and done is I've bought these little things. So what these do is they come in two parts basically. So that's the bit what goes to the wall. So it's got two screw holes in there so you can screw it to the wall. So that goes like that. Then I've got a copper olive. I only use copper olives, I don't use brass ones. Tighten up a lot easier. And then we've got this, it's kind of a nut with like a chamfer on the inside for the olive. So that screws in there like that, tightens up. That will be screwed into the wall. That tightens up and makes a watertight seal. And then the shower just goes onto the front there. So I need to first get a pen now and mark on the inside of the fitting, because this is where we're going to cut it. You don't mark it on the outside because when I tighten this up it will go a bit further in. So I need to do it. I've done it on that one, straight against the wall and into that one. So all I need to do now is get my pipe slices, cut this, then place this on the wall, mark it, drill it, tighten it up, and then I can put the shower on. So fingers crossed it fits. Here we go. I was going to test it first, make sure it goes on. Well, that's gone on. That's a start. So what I'm going to do is put these covers on, which cover these connectors. And they just screw on. Screw them up. I will be putting a bit of silicone around those as well. Clear, obviously. So these are the ones that came with the shower originally, along with these rubber washers. get the spanner and tie them up. That's the shower itself on. What I've got to do is put the rail with the big head on, and then we've got the handheld one. So I'm just levelling up this rail so I can mark around the 4 corners of the bracket, because the screw hole is in the centre of this bracket, so from these 4 marks I'll just be able to put a line across, and in the centre will be where I'll be drilling. So I'm just using my level as a straight edge here, going from one corner to the other corner into the middle, which will mark my spots for drilling. So just removing the marks now with a damp rag before I fix back the shower rail. So remember, there's a block of wood behind here, so no plug needed, but remember you must put silicone into the hole so you don't get any water ingress and down the back of the tile and ruining your job. So now all I've got to do now is put the shower rail in. Now the bracket's fixed, not forgetting to put the rubber seal on the bar shower, and then gently persuade the rail into the bracket. So all I've got to do now is make sure the shower rail is plumb, and then use the grub screw in the bracket to fix the rail to the bracket. Now I can put the head on. If I can see what I'm doing. Tell you what, my judgment for that light was perfect. It was as well. I can't believe that. Well, of course I can believe it. So, just this last shower bit to put on. Don't like this shower hose. This is going to get changed eventually. It's a bit not very nice. Just going to tuck it behind there for now, so it's out of the way. Probably will. Oh, I probably will take it off again, but there you go. You can see the full effect. Don't like that shower hose. That's horrible. So anyway, that's the shower done. So I can stand on it, under it, on it. I can stand under it. Will get under it as long as he doesn't go 6'5". So happy with that. Let's get this done. Now time to put the bath filler on. Now This square has a seal inside it. It's got a bit of rubbish on it. But what I'm going to do is, because of the shower above, there's no seal here on the back. So I'm going to put a thin bead of silicone, clear silicone, just around here to make it so I will be able to get it off easy, but it will make it waterproof, hopefully. That's just a thin bead I've put around the side there, and then I can put that on. It slides in there, and I can put the spout back on, which is just using these Allen keys at the bottom. So sure it's straight. And the other one, I can see it. What's that? And then the handle. And that's the bath filler on. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean the bath, I'm going to get the water back on, I'm going to clean the bath, I'm going to fill it all with water, and then I'm going to put some silicone around the bath and then leave it then for tonight. And then tomorrow I can put the screen on, the panel and all the other stuff. So let's get this bath cleaned out then. Now, siliconing around the bath. I've got a few tips for you. First of all, you need to fill your bath up to the overflow with cold water. You don't want to use hot water, it wastes gas. So just cold water up to the overflow. And all these tips came to me courtesy of my very good friend Ben Green, who told me this years ago when we were doing bathrooms. So thanks Ben for these tips. But anyway, we're also going to be needing lolly sticks. Now there's loads of tools out there on the market for siliconing, but I think the old ways are always the best ways. You could actually use a piece of stick with an angle on it. But anyway, this is what Ben showed me what to use. So if you've got quite a big hole to fill, then you use a magnum lolly stick, one of these. But if you've got a small gap to fill like us, then you can just use a standard lolly stick. You also need a bucket of water. But what the water's for is, once you run your lolly stick into the silicone, you're going to have silicone on the end. So instead of wiping it all over your clothes, just put it into the bucket like that, and it'll fall off into the bucket. And you can actually leave it and it'll set, and just pull it out after. So that's what you need. Also, you're going to need a little spray bottle. So once we put the silicone onto the bath, we're going to spray it with some, it's got a little bit of washing up liquid in this water bottle. Spray along it, and then when we're running the lolly stick along, and the lolly stick does need to be wet as well, it will give you a nice smooth finish. And then the last tip is your actual nozzle itself. So depending on the gap you're going to fill will depend on how far down the nozzle you cut this, or how big a hole you're going to use. Because if you cut it down here, you're going to have a really big hole to fill. We haven't, so we just need to cut it at the end. And we also need to chamfer it to 45 degrees. So when we're going along the bath, the silicone is on the 45 degree angle we're going to be putting it on. So it'll come out nice and smooth, hopefully. So that's the tips I've got off Ben for siliconing around a bath. Let's get on with it now then, shall we? See, cleans it up. And it gives you perfect siliconing. Now that's all the silicone completed. All I've got to do now is let it go off for 24 hours. Then I can fit the shower screen. Then I can fit the vanity unit and wash basin, the WC, and everything should be done. So hopefully you've liked the video, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.